Kansas goes down. Arkansas, the must bus, the shirt was off, and the Razorbacks got a huge win, knocking off the defending national champions. Jeff Goodman, how did this happen?
Well, it starts with the fact that Bill Self wasn't on the other sideline. And no disrespect to Norm Roberts, who I love and is a good coach. Bill Self is a Hall of Fame coach. So I think, that's part of it. Dajuan Harris wasn't himself. He got hurt, and he was basically a decoy, for the second half. He wasn't handling the ball. They had to really put Kevin McCullough at the point most of the game. So, listen, give Arkansas credit. They got Kansas at the right time here. But ultimately, listen, Kansas also got a tough draw here, right? They probably should have been the number 2 overall seed in the Midwest, where Houston was, at least playing Auburn. Yes, in Birmingham, but Auburn is not Arkansas. We can all agree on that. Arkansas, much higher ceiling. Devo Davis was fantastic tonight. He fouled out at the end of the game, and they found a way to win with Ricky Council. And give Muss credit, man. This is potentially, he's 1 win away from 3 straight Elite Eights. But again, no Bill Self, Wani Harris hurt. It was kind of the perfect storm for Arkansas here.
LaVal, what'd you see?
Yeah, it was impressive, just the second half of that game. I mean, Devontae Davis just took over. He was unreal, 21 in the second half. And when they have Ricky Council and they have Nick Smith and, they have all the options, like he turned into the guy. So I thought, Jordan Walsh, Norm was tremendous. I thought Norm was great, Jeff. Late in that game, he went to Jalen Wilson out of the timeout. He went to ISO, put KJ Adams in the middle of the court and used his speed, and the undersized became the advantage. Like, I thought
he didn't have Wani, right? Like, he didn't have his point guard.
Yeah, I thought Norm just made great calls and put guys in position. I thought he attacked the matchups well. I thought he attacked the foul line because they had some guys in foul trouble. I thought he did a good job. I thought the 10-second call was huge. The backcourt violation, because I was wondering in my mind, what's Norm going to call here? Because it was, it was time to run something, to try to go somewhere intentionally. And next thing you know, it's a turnover. And so, I thought Muss, the other thing, just from a coaching standpoint, the decision to sit Nick Smith in the second half by Muss, I thought that takes some courage. Just, you got a really good player, but their rhythm, they had a rhythm before Nick Smith returned. Obviously, he's trying to integrate him into the lineup, and he's been spotty. We know he's a talented player, but it was just, we're better without you. And a lot of coaches wouldn't make that call. So I thought that was a big decision, which allowed Devontae Davis to do what he did. So it was a good game. And then Jordan Walsh made just winning plays. I thought defensively, he had some really good defensive, possessions against Jalen Wilson for a young player. And then the free throw, when they tied the game, the free throw tip back to Council. Like he made one, he missed the second shot.
Today's episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play college basketball pick'em, where you can get a little extra sweat during March Madness and win real cash prizes simply by picking player stats in this weekend's games. In pick'em, all you do is predict whether a player will go higher or lower on Underdog's projected totals, whether that's points, rebounds, whatever. For example, if you're like me and you think Zach Edey is going to go nuts in this tournament, pick higher on his points projection, add up to 4 more picks, and if you hit them all, you can win 20 times your money on a single game. Underdog's slick mobile app is easy enough that dummies like Jeff Goodman have even figured it out. So go to underdogfantasy.com or download the app and use the code FIELD, FIELD, and Underdog will match your deposit up to $100. Now is the time to get in on the madness. So remember, underdogfantasy.com, promo code FIELD.
You miss a free throw blockout, and this is when coaches lose their minds. Like, free throw blockouts, you lose it. Like, you go crazy. But it was a great play by Jordan Walsh to tap the ball. Ricky Council gets it, makes the next 2. Game over. I did think size eventually caught up with Kansas. right? The 15 offensive rebounds, the 15 second chance points, the big put back by who was it? Kamani Johnson, to go up 2. I thought the lack of size caught him eventually.
Yeah, it didn't really come back to bite them much mid-season. Like I was before the season started, I'm like, there's no way this team can be the same caliber it was last year without a center. Like that's just not what a Bill Self team has ever looked like.
I had Arkansas winning that, by the way, my bracket.
Did you?
From the
nice
jump. I just
they're
thought
dangerous.
Yeah, I thought they had enough, and I didn't know what Dajuan Harris might do, and obviously he got injured. That affected the game.
I think that was the key to the game. I think if you had a healthy Dajuan Harris in that game, Kansas wins. And he was a shell of himself. I mean, he couldn't move out there. Couldn't initiate offense, couldn't create for others. He made 1 3, but other than that, he was a non-factor, and he was just standing out there, really. So I thought that was the biggest difference. But again, listen, give Arkansas credit because this has been a crazy year for us. I mean, think about it. They're under 500 in SEC play this year. Yeah. Under 500. They come in. And that's why these 8-9 games, they're dangerous teams. As
whatever you did in the regular season doesn't matter. Just go see Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, that too.
Just get in. Too. Just get in.
Yeah, but those 8-9s are always the high major teams that generally, right, like underachieve during the season. Generally, that's what they are. And Arkansas didn't really underachieve. They just didn't have their team.
Yeah. No, you're right, Jeff. Where would you put Muss quickly, Jeff? Where would you put Muss nationally as far as prestigious coaches go? Obviously, he's had a bunch of Sweet 16 runs in a row. Like people are kind of just looking at this like this is what Muss does at this point. Is that fair to say?
Well, here's the thing, and I think Val can weigh in on this with Muss is because he was in the NBA, he was kind of used to new teams, right? New guys, new teams every year. Free agency, drafts, whatever. And then he was like, all over the place. He was like overseas. So he's been used to this. And then he goes to Nevada and hits the portal hard. So this year, when he flipped basically the entire roster at Arkansas, like there aren't many guys that can handle that. And I think like Muss was one of them that not only can handle it, but almost thrives on it. But it took him time again. It took him time.
Yeah, I think that's been his formula since he got back into college. At Nevada, it was just, he got transfers, guys that the twins that came from North Carolina State and, guys like that just, and he's, again, having the NBA experience, the way it is now, the quick turn and putting a new roster together. If you got 6, 7, 8 new guys, he had a formula for that and he's accustomed to it. So it's worked for him.
Yeah, I've been a loud Muss skeptic through the years. I don't know what it is. If it's just the shirt off, the stickiness to him. I've always just been like, is he more gimmick than he is coach? Not anymore. Not after this result tonight. And
he's getting talent. Like, let's not mistake this. Like, hey, Rodney Terry there's talented dudes at Texas. Yeah. Like Norm Roberts, Bill Self's a good coach, but like Norm Roberts can coach that team too. Like they're talented.
Yeah, 100%.
So he's got talented. I mean, he hadn't lacked for talent since he's got back in it.